no official appeal to the Seventh Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals of the Southern District judge's ruling that Illinois' gun and magazine ban is unconstitutional, though the state has signaled that they're going to appeal. You had Attorney General Kwame Raoul say that he is unapologetic about the appeal. Governor J.B. Pritzker saying it's about public safety, but plaintiffs saying that the state needs to just drop the case. So no official appeal yet in the state's gun ban being struck down. Now, December 9th, that's the day that it's about 3 weeks away now, because the ruling came last week, Friday afternoon, and put a 30-day stay on the ruling, a permanent injunction on the law. So December 9th is when that permanent injunction is going to kick in if the appeals court does not actually extend that stay or that hold on the judge's self-imposed hold on the judge's rule. That's the latest in that case. It is Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop, and tracking that for you, obviously all the way from the Southern District, Illinois federal courts, the preliminary injunction that happened in April that gave 6 days of what the Second Amendment community said was Freedom Week, and then the states got a hold of the judge's preliminary injunction, put a hold on that for after 6 days of it being there. Then we had all of the rigmarole of going to the appeals courts, them siding with the state, and then going all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, asking them to take the case on preliminary grounds. They denied that, and then we are back in the Southern District where final judgment was issued last week. So the next step is now on the merits on final judgments, the appeals court. How that's going to be handled, we'll be watching. But obviously, December 9th is a big date there where we expect to see an appeal filed. What happens with the stay after that, who knows? So we'll watch. Something else we've been watching closely is a state-level challenge of Illinois' firearm owner ID card. That is a case from Gun Save Life. They had a hearing in the district state court in Sangamon County, and the judge there sided with the state, I believe. So they appealed to the appeals court. In the appeals court, the state appeals court, the 4th district, the state had asked for extension after extension, and the judges there said, no, we're not extending this anymore. They set a hearing date. We thought that hearing date was set for November 14th, which was yesterday. That was not on the docket. They had no hearings set for the 14th in the 4th district. But then after some communication back and forth, was able to determine that the hearing has been moved. And if you follow me on X, you see this post from yesterday. It says the Illinois Appeals Court hearing of the case challenging the state's firearm owner ID card has been rescheduled. Guns Save Life versus Raoul will be heard December 19th by the Illinois Appellate Court's 4th District. And going to the Appellate Court's page, you can see here that indeed they have it scheduled for the 19th, December 19th. It's going to be the last case they hear. Guns Save Life v. Raoul. You can see it right there. The last case. So that's going to be heard in the 4th District State Appellate Court. They do live stream. So we'll obviously be having a lot of people watch that. I imagine their views are going to be through the roof. So that's another case update for you. We also have the case Schoenthal v. Raoul, which is the challenge of the prohibition on concealed carry licenses on mass transit. Just want to pull this up for you as well to show you the docket entries that were provided on the docket for that particular case, the Schoenthal v. Raoul case. So on the 8th, they had a motion to extend the time to file a brief. The state did. And then the order on the 12th granting that motion to extend. So now the state, because this case, if you recall, this case in the district court, federal district court, right? So this is a federal case now, kind of bouncing around from federal to state to federal. But this federal case, the district judge granted an injunction against the state enforcing the law on the 4 individual plaintiffs in the case. If you recall, this case also had a moment where the state is saying that they wanted a stay on the injunction because they said that the judge's rule 3 days after some people were murdered on the Chicago Blue Line or Red Line, one of the mass transit operations up there. The judge didn't take that kindly, brought them in, rejected their request for a stay, and then proceeded to just lay out all kinds of very intense questioning of the motivation of that sentence, saying the judge's order came and then 3 days later people were murdered on mass transit, and the judge grilling the attorney saying, hey, has anybody that has a concealed carry license murdered anybody on the Chicago mass transit? Has anybody with a concealed carry license ever been arrested on mass transit with a concealed carry gun? So it was interesting to hear that. But again, back to the docket. So the state asked for an extension. They replied and said, yes, we'll give you the extension. So now they have until the December 16th to file. And then the appellees, they have the January 15th to appeal. Appellants then have a reply brief due by the 5th of February. So you can kind of see there, that is still progressing, right? So it's going to be a couple of months before we actually have a hearing in the appeals courts on the CCL prohibition on mass transit case. So as it stands right now, though, the state cannot enforce the prohibition of concealed carry on mass transit against the 4 plaintiffs. It's not for everybody. This is a case just about the 4 plaintiffs, but as it progresses through the court, we may see where it goes from there. Then you've also got the Chicago v. Glock case. That was scheduled for a hearing earlier this month, but I think for some reason they moved it to November 20th. So that's coming up next week sometime. We'll definitely see what happens there. That, of course, is the case that Chicago brought against Glock, manufacturer of very popular handguns that even a lot of law enforcement use, saying that Glock's build of their firearms makes it too easy for people to bring in aftermarket switches to turn them to full auto. So we'll see how that case progresses, because the outcome of that case could impact the state's case, the state law that says people can go after gun manufacturers. So that's another case that's being challenged. That law is being challenged in federal court, and that case is kind of holding out there. So just some of the updates here at the end of the week. Wanted to keep you guys posted. Of course, this is just Illinois in focus. We're looking at Illinois gun control laws. It has among the most intense and strict gun control measures. When it comes to veto session, we haven't heard anything about the safe storage laws they want to do and the lost and stolen laws they want to do. They want to enhance those. Make you have to lock up your firearm if you have somebody, I believe, 18 and under in the house, or any other prohibited people who don't have a FOID card. You'd have to keep your firearm locked up. But you've also got the lost and stolen provisions they were looking to expand, including the ability of individuals, or the requirement for individuals to report lost and stolen firearms. So just some of the things to keep in mind. We haven't seen those bills be brought up at the veto session. They canceled Thursday. They're back Tuesday. So we'll see what happens with those 3 days they have scheduled, if that even comes up. On the ground reporting with the Center Square. So get the newsletter at thecentersquare.com. All right, thecentersquare.com, and wake up with us each and every morning as we break down what's going on here in Illinois for you to stay informed. It's Illinois in Focus Daily. Get the podcast where you get podcasts. Like, subscribe. America's Talking Networks, where we're live each and every weekday morning. So make it happen here with Illinois in Focus Daily.